What is up, everybody? Crimson Thunder here. Welcome to Battle 32 and the final battle of this Freedom 5 playthrough of Sentinels of the Multiverse, the video game. We had a really tough fight against 5 villains last time. That included Biomancer, Bugbear, the Capitan, Misinformation, and the Operative. Now we're going to be taking on the last 5 that were not randomized from last time. And we are going to have probably a really hard fight on our hands. The next 5, or should I say, the final 5 villains to face here include Citizens Hammer and Anvil, Greaser, Ambuscade, Sergeant Steel, and Plague Rat. And we'll take a little bit of an analysis. Citizens Hammer and Citizens Anvil can be a real pain in the ass to deal with. And because Hammer basically gets revived by Anvil if you don't take out Anvil first. And then we gotta, because he's the one who deals the most damage, and he's the one, and this guy is the one who ends up causing the damage reduction. While Hammer would get increased damage if it was on advance. Greaser basically becomes a nemesis of anybody who has the living paycheck. And he has 27, so whichever one's the highest one, which in this case it's going to be Legacy, he's basically going to be specifically hunting Legacy. If Legacy's getting incapacitated while he's still around, he becomes incapacitated as well. Ambuscade here is going to be doing a crap ton of snares, and you got to be really careful about how you end up dealing with them. We have Sergeant Steel, which in my opinion is my favorite of all of the villains of the multiverse, because he's there. He likes to make things real fast. And actually, instead of the Celestial Tribunal, that makes me more fun and go to the block, because the stuff here affects him as well. And the inmates could even screw around with them a little bit. And lastly, we got Plague Rat, immune by all toxic damage. So with a really high damaging output potentially, it's really important that we try to minimize their card planes if possible. So what Legacy should do is that he should really be helping others do some of their damage negations if possible, even if it's not like attacking on or a Wraith's turn. Try to be able to do it and hit somebody until the start of either one of their turns, because this is just going to be so destructive that it's going to drain our health really fast, especially with Sergeant Steel. I think the 2 highest priorities is going to be Citizens Hammer and Anvil and Plague Rat. Sergeant Steel not so much, because if we do get help from the block, they're going to be able to screw around with Sergeant Steel quite a bit, and it's all situational. We got to pay attention to all the snares, and any ongoing destruction is possible with absolute 0 Wraith or Tachyon. We got to take that. Legacy can also help with some of the other stuff that may or may not be helpful. And Wraith probably gives Tachyon some of the card draw that she critically needs as far as trying to get Hypersonic Assault is concerned. Bunker will actually be up front helping provide some of that, and helping Absolute Zero complete some of the stuff. First things first, we're gonna get Cold Snap out, and focus apertures if possible, and Legacy should also do Inspiring Presence if possible, and try to protect that ongoing at all costs. Let's do this. Let's brawl. No time for talk! Just gotta burn them all! Battle plan is set. Pay attention to your comms. Wait for my mark to attack. Wildfire. Just hoping it'll get Bastion later on. Desert Eagle. The Arsonator. And 2 handlers. Cleansing Flames. Everyone's gonna get hit for 1 fire damage. And they all heal for 1. Let's start off with a grenade launcher and then go to turret mode, heroic interception, sub-zero atmosphere, smoke bombs, and kinetic analysis. For this, because the damage is so big, we might as well just start with the smoke bombs. And while I think dealing with the Mega Gunner is going to be really high priority. And I say that we get Fortitude. And what do we have for? We got quite a lot of card plays for Absolute Zero here. But nothing else. You can't really do too much with Tachyon for the moment. So I think the first thing we really should do is have Wraith put on her utility belt. Get rid of the grenade launcher for now. Okay, so now smoke bombs really helps here. So now we can go cold snap. Oh, we got a couple of impales. Oh boy. The field event is gonna really hurt. But at the same time, he does damage to others as well. Actually, let's go ahead and since we know he's going to be doing quite a lot of damage, let's hit the Displacer first. Actually, pretty much all the villain targets. Sergeant Steele, unfortunately, cannot be damaged by this. The Revocorps. This Nemesis. That's all set, so let's say no to this, and then we go ahead and freeze the Arsonator. Ooh, and someone's gonna take a lot of. Unfortunately, I think Legacy's gonna have to take the hit for this one. So now let's go with the throwing knives. It's really important that we get rid of those companions. We're gonna keep the throw jabs as much as possible. And I think we might wanna I think we can just chuck the mega computer. Give this to Tachyon. don't have the restrainer. Actually, what we should have done was first get rid of these Revocorp analysis so we can avoid any extra damage. And the rest of this does not look like it's going to matter. Okay, so now I want to do the synaptic interruption when possible. And the next thing we really... Now that Ray Manta is down, things may get a little bit better. Everybody heals one, not a big deal. At least the guy... The good news is that the guy with the lowest HP does not really get hit for it. So now we get Gatling Gun, Motivation Charge, Horde Fire, Throwing Knives, and Fleet of Foot. We will definitely go with the Fleet of Foot. Everybody keeps drawing some more cards. And I want Tachyon to really start digging for that Hypersonic Assault. First off, Hypersonic Assault. This will at least prevent Greaser from retaliating. And with that out of the way, we can finally get rid of the Mega Gunner. Now we can just, even though it won't do too much, at least we can get a turn to actually get to do what we need to do. Now Wraith is going to prompt invention. Skip for now. Put out the targeting computer. Since we don't have any dangerous ongoings, we can just hit the infrared eyepiece for now. Any guns. Okay. Now stack on some of the damage that we need to. We can just start impaling. Now get a thermal shock wave up, then start doing some stuff. Crap. We don't need the infrared eyepiece right now. Black cannon, because we don't need to do that, any of that right now. Next damage is going to be increased by 1, but unfortunately I don't really have a good target for him. Enticing target. The handler's down. Draw two more cards. Let's see, this won't matter. That's expired. For now, we can just keep this out. Citizen Hammer. The electro shackles are down, so now we can just skip. Alright, that imprisoned rogue is going to actually hurt some of the others. So the imprisoned rogue is going to help deal with one of the inmates. So now, let's see what we got. How many ongoings do we have up there? Doesn't look like we have much. Let me just see the options one more time. Grenade launcher, superhuman, fuel freeze, targeting computer, and hot goggles. We already have the hot goggles and targeting computer out there. But with all the really high amount of damage, it may not be a bad idea to get this out. Discard upgrade mode. And that was just the best idea for me to do the heroic interception. So now, for this turn, any damage that is dealt to anybody else will not be hit. So now let's have Absolute Zero get his focus apertures out. So now he's gonna sweep everybody else. Here comes Revolt. There she goes. Yeah, the rest isn't really gonna matter. Want to get rid of hammer. Want to get rid of that. Give her one of those. And since we have the heroic interception, we can go ahead and start softening up some of the others, like especially Anvil. Battle Medic brings out the Gunner. Alright, now we can hit the bolts. Give this to Tachyon. Focus on the high priority threats. Ambuscade wing one of them. Gonna give Tachyon a couple of cards as well. Strainer and that. He's basically going to not do any damage to most people. I'm not gonna be able to do much with this. She hasn't been dealt light damage to by anybody, but we got 5 bursts in the trash. But if we have a chance to get rid of Anvil, now's the time. And then we soften up Sergeant Steele, because he's gonna hit really hard, really fast. There's the Warden. And now we get to do what we need to do. Put out the so now we don't have to worry about the environment really doing too much to him. Alright. Since that free turn was over, let's now get absolute 0. To impale on Plague Rat. Why not? Let's go ahead and get rid of Citizen Hammer now. Now that we're all at equal strength. And I will also get rid of Thermal Shockwave because I'm doing way too much damage in order to make this really effective. This will This will sweep up everybody else. There goes Ambuscade. There's Glamour and Magman. Yeah, Glamour really is a problem. Sub-Zero Atmosphere. Oh, and I can't redirect it when Glamour's out there. Alright, so now the only thing I can do is Glamour. Eliminate Sergeant Steel. Tachyon's gonna go down. I think we're gonna have Legacy play 2 cards. Turret mode. Now we have that. Let's eliminate Glamour finally, and now she's removed from the game. Magman's now removed from the game, and Greaser is now removed from the game. And then we go ahead and see which one would be best. Alright, we can get these 2 out of the way. And I can get rid of the gun. I'll discard both my cards I don't need. And I get to play 2 cards. Both of them going right into Plague Rat. And we have completed the Freedom 5 playthrough. We had a very few number of casualties throughout here, and that's basically the best way to go about it. Just pay attention to the situation at hand. Prioritize which threat is the high priority, and just rip apart. And now, based on I'm gonna be doing the next battle. Reset against Baron Blade with a different team, and that is still currently to be determined. And so, thank you so very much for watching, as this guide of the Freedom 5 is against every villain is now complete. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm Crimson Thunder. See ya.